I'm cooking my dinner, my high T fat loss dinner to get chiseled. We got a nice steak going on. We got some corn tortillas, guacamole, some lettuce and cheese. And I got the best hot sauce, okay? You guys need to try this hot sauce. Heartbeat Scorpion. But I gained some weight. I wanna explain this to you because will happen to you. When you wanna get lean and when you make being lean and losing fat a focus point, you're gonna have these periods where you gain weight, right? So I was like 174. I weighed myself this morning, I'm 180. So what happened? I went to Europe, I was in Milan, like Como, London, and I ate a little bit too much, right? I was still fasting, trying to keep the deficit, like eating a lighter meal, but I was doing some dinners and I wasn't really sure about the calories, and then I would have some desserts, and like I was pretty good for the first few days, and then I started eating a couple extra cookies, and I had a scale, but the scale was wrong, so I thought I still was like 175, 174, and then the last day I had a brutal flight. I just was like, oh, I ate dinner, and then I got home, and then it was like, you know, the time difference, I had another dinner, and so I woke up 180, okay? So this stuff happens, right? The point I wanna make real quick is that like, I wasn't trying to just enjoy myself, eat lots of food, eat breakfast. I was still trying to maintain the framework, and I put on some weight. The last couple days I went a little bit, you know, a little higher than I should, but I gained some weight, right? So this can happen. Now, there's a few things to understand. One, I'm 180 right now, but I was 180 a couple months ago, and for sure, I feel freaking amazing. Like I look sharp and lean. So this is interesting. Even though I'm the same weight I was 2 months ago, I look like my body's still leaner than 2 months ago with some good muscle. So that's a good sign, right? So sometimes, you know, if you go higher calories for a short period of time, you get this like anabolic effect. So you don't need to freak out about gaining some weight, right? You don't need to freak out. Now, if you don't tighten up, you're gonna spill over and you're gonna look fatter. But when you've been really cutting and then you eat a bit more and you lift heavy, you got your free T high on the Mojo, you've got the gains, the creatine, the betaine, you fill up pretty fast and you feel amazing. So what most people do in this scenario, right? They see their weight go up, oh, they freak out, I'm up 5 pounds, I'm up 10 pounds. They wanna go extreme. They wanna do lots of cardio, they wanna go really strict deficit, and then they just crash their T. They end up losing muscle, they lose some weight, but they pull the elastic band, and then they snap back and they gain weight, and then they fall in this vicious cycle, right? This probably has happened to lots of people, may have happened to you, happened to me for like, I don't know how long, like at least a year or two. I would just go try and do 1,600 calories, 1,700 calories, and then I just eat like over 5,000, but you go in this vicious cycle, right? So you do not wanna do that. You wanna accept, okay, you know what, I'm at 180. You know what, I'm feeling pretty strong, I hit my lifts, I still did a lot of things right, and we can correct this. So, how much of the weight I gained, 5-6 pounds, was fat tissue? It was probably only 2 pounds, right? Most of the weight I gained was simply water weight. When you eat higher calories for several days, you hold more water, you hold more glycogen, you have more food content. Like if you eat a ton, you weigh yourself, then you might lose 2 pounds after like you pee, you use the bathroom, you could lose another couple pounds, right? So from my experience, I'll be at 177, 176 in the next 5-6 days. Another week of cutting, I'll probably be back to where I was. And there was a benefit of eating more for these 2 weeks. I feel stronger, I put on some size, and sure, am I gonna be able to hold all that size while getting to the lowest possible body fat? Probably not. But I did put myself in a better position at 180 than I was 2 months ago. Now, what is my plan of attack here? When I'm getting lean, and here's the thing, you really understand fat loss, the practice of fat loss, and the reality of fat loss, and the science of fat loss when you get to what? 6-7% body fat. Why? So many approaches can get you to 15% body fat, 13, so many things. You can't really pinpoint exactly the key to fat loss. So you can do a lot of different approaches and get to like 15% body fat or lose some weight and not really know what was the key. Was it that I cut out sugar? Was it that I ate more protein? What was the exact reason why I got lean? This is why I've been able to just master fat loss and give you the key levers. I set the goal at 6%. Getting to 6-7% is the most unforgiving thing. You have to have things flawless. You have to be in that calorie deficit. You have to make your diet so enjoyable you can stick to it. You know you gotta really eat filling, satiating foods. You know you gotta get your steps in, right? So you learn exactly what you need and what's bullshit when you set the goal at 6%. Set the goal at 6%. They go a little too extreme and then they balloon back up. To set the goal at 6% and like hold it and make it enjoyable and maintain healthy high testosterone and strength, there's no room for failure. Your system's gotta be flawless. So what am I gonna do, right? Now I gained 5-6 pounds? Nothing different. I'm just gonna get back on the high T fat loss horse. I'm gonna follow the system exactly as it is. I'm not gonna rush the process. I'm not gonna do an extreme fast one day or do 2 hours of cardio, because what does that do? You just end up losing muscle and you pull the elastic band and you set yourself up for a rebound. Now, if you're overweight, the rebound can be psychological, but like when you're already fairly lean, you're cutting not that much fat, you don't have much fat left, the rebound is physiological. You go in this huge deficit, your leptin levels plummet, and now your energy is low and you feel like you could eat like a horse. Your appetite just like triples. So I'm just gonna do the exact same thing, right? I'm not gonna beat myself up. I'm not gonna stress out about it, I always recommend, if you are gonna be eating a bit more going over, do some lifting so you feel that positivity. You feel like, okay, I'm getting some benefits out of these extra calories. If you're just eating more, not working out, it's really bad for your mentality. Just follow the system as is. Best way to get locked in, right, is just go to your most enjoyable day of eating. I'm doing my steak with like 5 corn tortillas, a little bit of guac, a little bit of cheese, a little bit of lettuce, have like 1,300 calories, super filling. I'm gonna eat like my 5 celebration cookies. I already had my collagen with Greek yogurt and a Rice Krispie. I'm just doing my most enjoyable day of eating, and then I'm just gonna be hyper on my steps. So I'm gonna make sure my step count is freaking great. So like I'm at 12,000, I'll probably hit 14,000. If you just wanna be extra extreme, do 15,000 steps, do 14 or 15,000. Keep your diet 13 calories per pound of goal body weight, but if you wanna be extra extreme, do the extra steps. Now we got my beautiful steak. About to cook some tortillas, we got the shredded cheese, about to have the most delicious cutting meal. And this is the key. When you feel like you're getting leaner and holy crap, I feel satisfied, this is enjoyable, I'm getting strong, I'm lifting 2-3 days a week, I'm getting my steps in, I can do this for the rest of my life, that's when you feel confident. That's when you feel like you have control. You're not building your body and getting lean on a house of cards that you just know you're not gonna be able to sustain it. This is what the key is to be lean for life. Now, if you wanna learn my latest strategy, high T fat loss, to just become a master at melting off fat, increasing testosterone, building strength, looking just chiseled, not skinny, but chiseled. You don't get smaller, you get chiseled. Then check out my program, High T Fat Loss. I've made it really, really epic because you basically just get the entire program by joining and getting on the Mojo, which is a key pillar. We want to bring up your free T 50% and follow some key steps to unlock more testosterone. And then you get like the epic benefits of getting in shape. Have you ever seen someone that tries to diet and then like people ask them, hey, are you okay? Is everything okay? Did you get sick? You do not want that, okay? You do not want that. You wanna be getting lean and looking strong, powerful, bigger, right? So sometimes what happens is people crash their T, they get lean, their necks get small. That's a sign of lower testosterone and losing muscle. Your neck gets small. You wanna retain like a thicker neck. When you look at Hollywood actors that cut, they have thick necks. Probably some of them are on some drugs, right? Or they just have great genetics, but their necks are good. Channing Tatum, even Brad Pitt. So check out the program High T Fat Loss. This is like essential stuff to know. You wanna dial this in, you wanna get the free T up, you wanna just melt off fat. As you melt off fat, you increase testosterone, right? So if you diet to extreme, your T levels drop, but body fat converts testosterone into estrogen. So when you get leaner, your T levels are higher. You also drinking out of plastic, you're taking in phthalates and BPAs and all these endocrine disrupting chemicals in your environment. They get stored in body fat. So the more fat tissue you have, the easier it is for these things to store in your body and leach out. As you melt off body fat, you rid yourself of these endocrine disrupting chemicals. So you want to be lean, you want to be toned, you want to be fit. This is non-negotiable, right? Just waking up and just loving the body that you see, having a system you follow that gives you high testosterone, that gives you energy, that keeps you lean, so you separate from the pack. So check out the new program, okay? I'm gonna be doing a live call for all the members very, very soon, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.